Welcome back to the Story Highway, where some stories don't rush to scare you. They stay with you long after the silence returns. Tonight's story is about a room that listens, a voice that remembers, and a truth that refuses to stay buried. This is The Voice in Room 417. The Riverview Hotel was the kind of place people chose because it felt familiar. Old brick walls, faded carpets, a river flowing quietly behind it, reflecting city lights like broken memories. It had survived floods, renovations, and decades of guests who came and went without ever knowing what the building remembered. But the staff knew. They never said it out loud, but they knew not to assign room 417 unless a guest specifically asked for it. And when they did, the front desk smile always tightened just a little because guests checked out of room 417 early, or they didn't sleep, or they left without explaining why. Not screaming, not terror, just listening. Alex Morgan checked in on a Tuesday night. He was 34, exhausted, and quietly desperate. His podcast, Midnight Signals, was dying. Downloads had slowed, sponsors had vanished, and Alex felt like a voice no one listened to anymore. Urban legends still worked, though, which is how he found the Riverview Hotel through a forgotten forum post and a buried comment. Room 417 doesn't scare you. It knows you. Alex booked it immediately. The room looked ordinary, too ordinary. A single bed, a desk by the window, a yellow lamp, the river barely visible through half-closed curtains. Alex set up his microphone, checked levels, and laughed nervously into the recorder. Night 1, Riverview Hotel, room 417. Let's see what the hype is about. Silence answered him. Sleep came slowly. At 2:17 a.m., Alex woke without knowing why. Then he heard it, not from the walls, ceiling, or room itself, but a voice that said, "Alex, you're still running." His breath caught. His heart slammed so hard it hurt. The voice wasn't loud or distorted. It sounded tired, familiar, like someone who had waited a long time to speak. Alex whispered, "Hello?" but got no reply. By 2:18 a.m., the room felt normal again. The next morning, Alex convinced himself it had been a dream. Stress, exhaustion, expectation. He recorded a segment explaining the hotel's history, joking about how legends played tricks on the mind. But that night, he didn't turn off the recorder. At 2:17 a.m., the voice returned. "You always leave before the truth catches up." Alex's hands shook as he whispered, "Who are you?" A pause, then softly, "You know who I am." The lamp flickered, and the river outside stopped sounding like water and started sounding like breathing. Alex slept with the lights on. By the third night, Alex stopped pretending. He asked questions, but the voice answered only what it wanted to. It spoke of Evan, his younger brother, of childhood summers by the river, of the argument they'd had when Alex was 19. "You said he ruined everything," the voice reminded him. Alex covered his ears, protesting, "That's not true." The voice didn't argue. On the fourth night, the bathroom mirror fogged on its own. In the glass appeared the riverbank, the exact spot where Evan had slipped, where Alex had reached too late, where he had walked away instead of calling for help, afraid, angry, selfish. Alex collapsed to the floor, sobbing, "I didn't mean to." The voice softened. "I know." That was worse than anger. The hotel had been built years later, right over the riverbank where Evan's body was found. Room 417 stood exactly where Alex's guilt had learned how to hide. It wasn't haunted by a ghost, but by a truth that never moved on. On the final night, Alex sat on the bed, microphone in hand, and said, voice breaking, "My name is Alex Morgan. I let my brother die, and I ran from that truth for 20 years. The room exhaled. At 2:18 a.m., the voice spoke one last time. Thank you for listening." Silence followed, real silence. Alex checked out the next morning. Months later, Midnight Signals became one of the most listened to podcasts, not because of horror, but because of honesty. And room 417, still there, still quiet, still waiting. If this story stayed with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and keep traveling with us on the Story Highway. Because some rooms don't trap spirits. They hold the truths we're afraid to hear.